Businesses are the cornerstone of our economy, and we have some great ones, from a healing studio to an alpaca farm on this edition of Connected Colorado. Adorable baby alpacas. Come on, need we say more? Hi, I'm Wendy Brockman. All right, we'll say a little bit more. We're here at Jefferson Farms Natural Fibers. We're going to tell you more about this amazing business later in the show. First up, cities can help businesses thrive. For example, the Wheat Ridge Urban Renewal Authority has helped transform a popular flower shop.
This is Heidi at Swiss Flower and Gift Cottage, and we have been here for almost 50 years. Family-owned flower shop in Wheat Ridge, grew up right here on this same property. It has been a flower shop and greenhouse, and now has turned over the years into a fabulous 5,000 square feet of retail therapy, having the fresh flowers, the home decor, gifts. We do high tea by reservation. There isn't anything like this. I kind of feel like the shop provides something that's missing. We're certainly not your typical flower shop. It's more of an experience to come here. And this is Scruffy. Some people come just to see Scruffy. And then the design room will be back here. We have a little more space to do processing. My latest adventure is to build the building next door, which will be a little over 6,000 square feet of more home decor, the jewelry, the flowers. So basically, anything that makes you happy is what will be going on next door. I have a fabulous 6-foot ceiling fan that will go up there. It's really nice, open feel.
Swiss Flower and Gift Cottage owners Heidi and Russ approached us approximately a year and a half ago with a request to use tax increment financing to help build this new building. They realized it was going to be a very expensive project with acquisition of the land, clearing off the old house that was on there, and then construction. So we were able to analyze the project, use a performer that they provided, and determine that there was the but-for proposition, that they needed our money to actually make this project move forward. So our Urban Renewal Authority Board of Directors elected to provide tax increment financing to help build this 2-story retail building and approximately 9,000 square feet of light industrial product that will be located behind the retail business. So that's going to not only help to take an empty lot and create it into a viable project, but it's also going to create sales tax for the city, it's going to create property tax, and it's going to create new jobs in the city of Wheat Ridge.
Some of the improvements needed to develop the property here included repaving half of Jellison Street to taper into the new sidewalk that we had to put in. It was about 400 feet of new sidewalk. The amenity zone that will be on 44th and Jellison Street will also have 2 new street lights, as well as over 300 trees and shrubs that will need to be planted. We needed to lower the water main and the sewer line on 44th. The utilities had to be brought across 44th and down Jellison Street, so those had to be put underground. The school zone sign, it is now a new solar school zone sign at the end of the existing property. All of these improvements were figured into the expenses that we've had to pay out of pocket, and after a year, TIF will kick in and we will see the benefit of the TIF from the property taxes as well as the sales taxes that will then help offset those improvement costs.
A lot of people don't really understand exactly how tax increment financing works, but we're actually using the property tax generated on that specific site to help move forward. So in the case of Swiss Flower and Gift Cottage, we were able to take that property tax that normally goes to the county and used anywhere throughout the county. It now flows directly back into Wheat Ridge to be used specifically in Wheat Ridge on that activity or within that urban renewal project area. So it's money that directly benefits Wheat Ridge, its citizens, and its businesses.
So it's hard to imagine, but we've already been in the new building almost over a year, and it has turned out fabulous. There's so much more room, natural light. The customers are loving it. It's a dream come true for sure. Every day is filled with new adventures and meeting new people that come in, and I hope you find time to swing by as well.
The City of Wheat Ridge, the Urban Renewal Authority, and everyone in City Hall behind me is really dedicated to making sure that we support our small business. So we try to help them any way we can, whether it's through tax increment financing, using local works to provide grants, loans, the Wheat Ridge Business District grants and loans, or just helping them to make it easier to work through the City Hall process. We're here to help small business.
It's quite an honor to be one of the shops on 44th that is almost 50 years of being in existence and striving through all of the ups and downs in the economy. And I think it's being diversified in all the different areas that has helped propel it and fill the need for the customers that come here.
Great work in Wheat Ridge. All right, now back to the alpacas. With me is Jane Levine, owner of Jefferson Farm Natural Fibers. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming out.
Okay, tell me about these babies. We're surrounded by babies.
Well, most of these are actually alpaca vicuñas, so they're a more primitive type of alpaca, bred to be closer in fiber characteristics to the true vicuña, which is the ancestor of the alpaca, the wild animal that alpacas were domesticated from. So with this type of fiber, it's denser, it's finer, it has a good staple length, so we're able to really get a premium for it. So it's in microns of 12 to 16 microns, regardless of the age of the animal.
So you make things out of it like you would with sheep's wool.
We do. We make hats, scarves, accessories. The coarser fibers we have processed into rug yarn, so we have a lot of nice rugs. So it's not just domestic home products, it's really finer accessories.
How many do you have?
This property we have probably about 175 after this crop of spring babies. And down in Salida we have a second farm, which is 90 acres, so we have 400.
So 175 of them here, you seriously know their names?
I know the majority of their names,
Okay.
but they're all microchipped so I can look them up.
Prove it, Jane.
All right, this is Serenity. She's one of our older girls. This is Portia with a T. That white one out there is actually Delilah,
The fluffy one?
the fluffy one. This one is Liana.
Liana.
So sometimes she's friendly, sometimes she's grumpy. This is Davidia coming up behind us here.
Hi, Davidia. And you've bottle fed these babies. I mean, you're there the day they're born.
We have a mom. Yeah, we try to be there to see every delivery, but these are excellent moms. They take care of their babies and they're protective of them. But on a few occasions we've lost the mom or the mom hasn't bonded with the baby. So in that case, we will feed.
You've learned a lot about these animals through traveling, right?
We have. The alpaca vicuñas, our original ones, we actually traveled to Chile and selected them from the big herds up on the Altiplano. We were looking for strong vicuña traits, so we selected our herds. They were quarantined there, flown to the US, quarantined here for a month, and then delivered to our farms.
What an interesting lifestyle you have. What do you think about it?
I would never have anticipated it. We were medical. My husband is still medical. He's still practicing cardiology.
He's a cardiologist?
He's a cardiologist. So, and I did cardiac ultrasound and nuclear medicine. So when we first got the farm, I continued to work until it just became too difficult to get to work on time because someone was having a baby or I needed to take care of the animals. So I retired and this became my full-time job. But we started the farm so that I could have a house for my mom and dad, take care of them as they got older, and that we could live on the same property.
Can I take a look at some of the products that you make?
Of course.
All right, let's go. So I can't believe how soft and light this is.
It is truly a luxury fiber. We measure everything we produce in terms of microns, exactly how fine it is. So this fleece is a 13 to 14 micron, and it's got about a 2.5 to 3 inch staple length. So everything we send to the mill, we sort it by fineness, by color, and by staple length.
It's hard to explain to viewers how light this is.
It's weightless.
It honestly feels lighter than a cotton ball. It's just air, essentially. And now tell me the difference between these, because they're very soft.
So these are all the natural camelid family. So we have baby llama here. This is the finest that llama produces. It's probably about a 18 micron, 17, 18 micron. This is royal baby alpaca, which is a 16 micron scarf. This is Guanaco, the wild ancestor of the llamas. So Guanaco tends to be a 13, 14 micron fiber and short. And then this is vicuña, true vicuña. So
This
true
is the
vicuña.
absolute softest.
It's 8 to 10 microns on average, so it is the finest fiber in the world.
It's like a cashmere.
Finer.
Finer than a cashmere.
Cashmere tends to be 14 to 19 microns, so this is 8 to 10 microns.
Wow.
And a micron is a tiny measurement, but every micron makes a huge difference. So we have our raw fleece here. We have our tapestry hats, these, which we have machine knitted by a friend of ours. So the natural colors are alpaca vicuña, we have chenille, and we have dyed alpaca. This scarf is 100% alpaca vicuña grade 0, and it's just buttery soft.
It's so soft.
And this big scarf weighs only 4 ounces.
Yeah, it does not feel like wool at
No,
all.
if it was in wool, it would probably be 6 ounces, 6 to 8 ounces in weight. So this is a hand-spun, hand-knitted lace scarf. That probably weighs under 2 ounces.
Yeah, you can barely even feel it.
Isn't that beautiful?
It's so soft. I love it.
And of course, we keep all our colors natural. We don't over-dye any of our fiber production. So this pretty much shows you the natural range the alpaca vicuñas come in, from a white to a beige, light, medium, and dark vicuña, and then a nice dark mahogany.
So we see all these beautiful items here. Now it makes sense. All the beautiful animals you have out there, now they're what, earning their keep?
Exactly, and they do a good job earning their keep.
Thank you so much for having us out here, Jane.
Thank you
It's
for
amazing.
coming. Thank you for loving my babies.
I love them.
Right.
And I'm here with Liana. You know, artists can't always afford their own full-time studio, but there are options, a shared space with a monthly fee. And they held an open house to show it off. Wow, I want to try all of the above. Well, we know that businesses provide jobs, and in Aurora, they can provide second chances. One client named Rudy spent 17 years in prison. What did he do when he got out? He went to the Mile High Workshop in Aurora, where lives change. Rudy spends the day preparing latex stuffing for pillows. And to him, it's much more than a job.
You develop a sense of worth that it's hard to describe.
But the road here was rough.
This is hard to talk about.
Police stopped him for drunk driving,
When I got out of my truck,
and Rudy ran.
I had a pistol in my hand. I popped off a couple shots. I came so close to destroying another man's life and his family. It was devastating. I'm just so thankful that nobody got hurt.
After prison, he went to work at the Mile High Workshop.
Rudy's an amazing guy. You can tell that he's committed to moving forward with his life. We exist just to give them the opportunity and a chance to find that within themselves and to actualize that for themselves and move forward. Every human being is valuable. We're manufacturing a lot of products, doing a lot of work for companies.
It's not just pillows, woodworking, cute bags made out of recycled paper, scented soy candles, hemp lotion.
Big, small, local, international.
So it's production with a purpose. People who were homeless, on drugs, or even in prison get a paycheck and job training. Plus, they're part of a community, a family.
Oh, gosh.
There's no judgment, only support, and the tools to start again.
If there's somebody that sees this and would like to put me to work somewhere, man, I'd like to show you what I got to offer.
It works. Rudy Lefty now has a full-time sewing job. You know, we know cities can help businesses and residents through economic development, and in Littleton, they ask their residents what they want for the future with Envision Littleton.
It's a very beautiful place to live in.
No parking meters downtown. Keep it that way.
Because we've lived here our whole lives. We love Littleton. It's a great city.
One of the things that we understood early on with Envision Littleton is that in many ways we as a community are held to a higher standard. There were incredible civic leaders and founders of this city that we really had to build on their shoulders. They've done some amazing heavy lifting through the years to create a beautiful and iconic city. And so it's really an understanding that Littleton is already a great place. How do we take advantage of keeping it?
One thing that has really struck me during our time here in Littleton is really how passionate the people that live here are about their city. They may not always agree on the why or the how, but that community feeling of we all are here for Littleton and we all believe in the future of Littleton really came through to me.
Small town, but it's an exciting place to live, great people.
It's just such a friendly community, and that there's a lot of people who are close to each other, and all of the businesses are so local.
Working through this vision process, we've come to a short list of frankly, some key words that we try to focus both from the elected official to your residents on, that capture what Littleton's about, what it hopes to be in the future. And it's words like being an active community, which gets to things like health and fitness. Also a very eventful city where you can gather, go to concerts, go to different events in the community. And then there's words like being an anchored place, an authentic place. That really came through in our conversations, that Littleton is real. It's not a master plan community that was built over a period of years. It was built over many decades.
I like the city of Littleton because it's a small city that has a lot to offer.
And I think they do a great job of communication and getting the community involved, and lots of activities and events, and they just make it a fun place to be.
As we went through the process of creating a vision and set of guiding principles, obviously the most important thing we can do is get great input. So the fact that we could have almost 3,000 conversations, that we could have 870 survey responses, that we could be visible in over 50,000 partner newsletter email addresses, that were showing up in people's inboxes in their email, that we could have that kind of awareness was super important to building the long-term relationship. But the other commitment that we as a city wanted to make is that it doesn't just stop with getting that input. What we want to do is take the plan back out when it's still in draft to say, did we get it right? So these 5 guiding principles allow us to use them almost like a filtration system. And the best analogy as we went out and talked to the community that became very clear is, could we treat these 5 lenses like lenses of a camera and think about them in that sense of filtering, so that when we really talk about how decisions and projects deliver on each of those 5 lenses, that we understand we as a community can stay clear and we can be in focus.
In an effort to enhance its commercial buildings, the city of Broomfield is investing $100,000 to beautify local buildings, like the Healing Studio.
Being a small business in Broomfield is really unique. I specifically wanted to be in Broomfield because I felt like there was a lot of opportunity to reach a market that maybe isn't tapped. The Healing Studio is a collective group of independent healers who work with people to help them with their own abilities to heal themselves, so kind of tuning into their own intuition, tuning into their own body. Come on in, let me show you around. I am the owner, so I have an intuitive coaching business, but I also keep things running, get the events planned. So this is our serene waiting room where you would wait for your practitioner to come get you and take you to whatever lovely treatment you are having. We have a classroom down here. So this room in here is kind of one of our day rentals, so people can come and rent if they're a healer and they just want a spot to be for a moment. This is one of our practitioners' rooms who does more kind of fascial stretching, massage, that kind of thing. And this is another room for massage and riverstone therapy. When I first came to Broomfield and acquired this building, the building was seriously neglected. It was leaking on the inside because the roof needed to be fixed. The windows were old. City and County of Broomfield Economic Development had an enhanced Broomfield grant that allowed me to do more to the building and the outside and beautify it than I would have been able to do with my own funds. I was able to put in new windows, a new roof, paint, new gardens, everything to make the place look lived in again and look like it was cared for, intended to. One of the big considerations for me moving into Broomfield was the fact that I could get a grant to fix up this older building. I went and approached the city, told them what I wanted to do. They said get some estimates. I did that, and it was actually pretty seamless. Working with the city was super easy, and it was like a magic gift. Broomfield is really doing a great job like creating that community feeling. By enhancing Broomfield, it actually brings spaces back to life again that maybe were not necessarily seen before. The Enhanced Broomfield program, I think, is a really critical part of the development of Broomfield, because there are places that are going to just stay neglected if there's no incentive to upgrade the spaces. And I'm really excited to see some of the money going back into the older buildings and not just the new developments, because that's the heart of Broomfield. I love being a part of the Healing Studio because I get to see changes in people that they never even expected from themselves. I get to see people feel empowered and get to feel like they actually have control in their life again when they maybe didn't feel in control. For more information about the Healing Studio, you can go to healingstudionow.com and you can see our practitioners and our events and workshops.
Talk about healing therapy. I could do this all day. You know, the city of Fort Collins really appreciates its businesses, and this video shines a spotlight on some of them.
I am Michael Bashkin, owner and operator of Bashkin Guitars here in Fort Collins, and I build custom guitars and do repairs on anything with frets. That includes guitars, banjos, mandolins, etc. So I've been in business here for about 20 years and love being part of the musical community here in Fort Collins. I find the Fort Collins community to be really supportive, and you know, there's always a lot of music going on downtown with the Old Town Stage and the Lagoon series. There's just a lot of musical energy, and so it's a great place for somebody to do what I do. And I also just like the kind of the freewheeling, entrepreneurial, creative spirit that exists in this town with all the breweries and bikes and music, and it's really I wouldn't want to do business anywhere else.
My name's Mark Neubauer, owner of New Works Mechanical. We've been here in business in Fort Collins for 8 years now. I've actually been a plumber in Fort Collins for 19 years, so we're mainly a commercial contractor, so we do larger commercial and industrial type projects. People that live in Fort Collins are very dedicated to the town, to the community, to the environment, and that makes a difference. Makes a difference in the workforce that we have available to us, the mentality of that workforce, how conscientious they are about what they do, and how that impacts the community and the environment and all that. And so, and the beer is another great thing.
Well, I'm Alyssa Claver. This is my husband, Jarrell. We are the owners of Solace Bath and Body Care and Homemade.
We actually met at CSU and loved Fort Collins, and we had to get back here, and we saw an opportunity to open a store here. We came back.
We love the vibrant community and how much everyone just kind of comes together. All the businesses like to do things kind of collaboratively.
Yeah, everyone supports each other. We love Todd over at Leapin' Lizards. He has really helped us with labeling solutions that no one else could provide. You know, when you go to talk to other business owners, people, they want to find solutions. They want to make life happen and enjoy life at the same time. And when you have a lot of people that are really active and want to have fun and create happiness, that's a great environment to be a part of.
My name's Andy Dorsey. I'm the president of Front Range Community College. Our campus in Fort Collins is just celebrating its 30th birthday. Right now we serve almost 10,000 students in the northern Colorado area every year in a variety of programs. They range from welding to nursing to general education transfer to places like CSU and UNC. So what's really great about operating in Fort Collins is our partnerships. And first of all, we have a great partnership with CSU. We were featured in a national publication a couple of years ago. But it's not just CSU. We have a great partnership with Poudre Schools. Then we work with the City of Fort Collins on our Small Business Development Center. And then a number of business partners, people like Woodward and Vestas, Platte River Power Authority, helped us shape programs. People like Forney Industries really are a great partner with our welding program. All of the local hospitals, UC Health, Columbine, have been also great supporters of our healthcare programs.
My name is Denise Hakim. I started working here when I was 11 years old. My family moved here from Lebanon, and we opened a restaurant in 1991. And during that time, we were all learning English, and it was comedy. I was doing my homework here. We were doing everything here. In 2013, my family and I decided it's time for my parents to retire. And we decided to put it in the market for sale. And sale was good. We did a very good transition 5 years ago. Recently, we decided to take it over under certain circumstances. And I'm excited, I'm eager to come back, do it all over again, remodel, have a fresh look, have a fresh feel. And that's what people expect. It's been 5 years, and I'm trying to bring that back. And my sister and I are trying our level best to come in, but we're all here hands-on. And it's never gonna change until I'm gonna try to figure out how to retire my parents again. There's a feel behind Fort Collins.
I never feel like I'm going to fall down. I feel like regardless, I've got somebody that's going to be there to support us, to help us, and that's been a huge key to our success.
Once you're part of that community, it's like sharing is caring. We work together as a team.
You know, the whole kind of ecosystem that is here in terms of the musical community is really thriving, and I'm really happy to be a part of it.
There's so much that Fort Collins has to offer that a lot of other places don't. And for us, it's really important for family to raise your family somewhere that you really enjoy. And so once we met that criteria, it's like, well, it's Fort Collins. And so then from there, we could bring it into our business.
It's also a great community for people to live, and that means that people enjoy being here. It also means that folks like to come to this campus. Folks come from all around Colorado. They move here and they come to this campus because it's a great place to be. So Fort Collins is a wonderful city to have a community college campus in. We're tremendously grateful that the school districts partnered with us many years ago to put this campus together, and we really look forward to another 50 years in Fort Collins.
As you can see, I'm still with Liana, which means lean on ya. This is kind of her thing. And we've been doing it all day now, and I actually have to go. I have a family, so I'm gonna need to go now. Thank you for watching Connected Colorado. We'll see you next time. Bye, Liana. Bye-bye. Maybe I'll stay, just a little longer. Businesses and economic development mean jobs and a strong economy. We're going to take a look at some unique local businesses, including an alpaca farm on the next edition of Connected Colorado. Join me Thursdays at 8.